Welcome back, all you beautiful adventurers of the Orphan Guild. It is I, your host, the D&D Orphan, back with some more Dungeons and Dragons. Today is the start. Well, not quite the start, as we did have a session 0, but the true beginning of the adventure of Dragon of Ice-Spire Peak. A tale of commoners becoming heroes, of nobodies becoming somebodies, and of slaying a beast that lurks within the skies, terrorizing the innocent. Today, I am joined with my lovely cast of adventurers. Starting with the top, we have Donovan Willows.
Hi, I'm King. I play Donovan. And fun fact about Donovan, he speaks about 8 languages.
And Donovan is our boy right here for everyone who wants to see his character art. He wears black and red robes with leather red boots going up to about his knees. He wields a powerful ebony staff, contrasting his own ebony skin. And lastly, his hair, a bright silver, kept in a nice buzz. From here, we have someone who you may have seen on the channel before, my good buddy Xerix, and our player, Echo. Echo?
My name is Xerix. I'm playing Echo, who is a Warforged Druid. Uh, Little fun fact about him: in his previous life, he was a nature conservationist. So,
Indeed. Indeed, he was. From here, we have the amazing Austin, who is playing Garrak Stonefist.
Hello, my name is Austin. I'm playing Garrak Stonefist. Fun fact about him, he follows a god named Tempest, who is a storm god. And he's playing a
And
cleric.
directly to his right is our Tabaxi Artificer, Ivyn.
Hello, I'm JJ. I play Ivan Felisar, and a little fun fact about him: he is an artificer tabaxi and really enjoys making potions.
And last but certainly not least, our biggest boy, our hungling Goliath, Tharn Ironclad.
Hello, my name is Koen, and I will be playing Tharn Ironclad, a Goliath. Fun fact about him: he treats most people that are smaller than most adult Goliaths as children.
Mm. That will be fun to see in roleplay. Now, let us go over character backstories. Starting with the person who first posted theirs, Ivan Felisar, the artificer who wants to become an alchemist. Of course, a tabaxi. Ivan was born after his family moved to Waterdeep and set up their quaint shop selling potions. At this young age, he always enjoyed experimenting, but hated the textbooks and academic ways his parents were teaching him. So, he turned to making his own and often unsuccessful concoctions with the random items he could get his paws on. Since he could only find so much in the home without alerting his parents, he'd often sneak out to collect any materials that were left from incoming voyagers at the docks. Curious as he was, though, this oftentimes meant stealing some precious materials that would catch his eye, alerting the city watch. He never got jail time, fortunately, and was more commonly fined to a lump sum of money. This put a strain on his family's business, however, and eventually led him to having to be isolated from the home of his parents. On his 18th birthday, it was then when the incident occurred, the burning down of his family's shop and his need to flee Waterdeep. Armed with only a special diary and an alchemist kit, and some vials, He now seeks out promising adventure that may allow him to find what he needs to return and right his wrongs. How'd I do? Did I do you justice, Ivan?
Oh, I fucking loved it.
Awesome.
Sorry, language.
No,
I
no,
really
no, no,
enjoyed it.
no! Fucking swear away, bro. No, no, do not hold back on language. This is D&D.
Oh my god,
This is
I was,
nah.
I was
You're good.
so hyped. I was
Nah,
like, "Wow, it's like,
fuck yeah, no, no. Fucking give me that energy. That's what I want to
You
hear.
get one. You get one fucking 2 shits.
Nah, you get unlimited.
One-
The only ones you can't do are slurs. So fucking throw them at me, bro. Fucking as many swears as y'all want. It's not.
Alright,
Does
I'll
not
keep
matter.
my mic off.
All
Cool.
right.
Thank you, appreciate it.
From there, we have Donovan Willows. Donovan Willows, you are a warlock. What subclass? Because it's not written in your backstory. Could you please tell me?
Celestium.
What was that?
Celestium.
Celestial.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have a warlock celestial celestial subclass, and you are a human, correct? That is your race.
He's an Asamar.
You're an Asamar. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you currently believe you are a human, correct? Though you do not know.
Well, technically, he believes he's a Fae due to his
Yes, of
backstory.
course, yes, but yes. So you are unaware of your ancestry, and to most, you
Mhm.
would actually seem to be a human. So we will portray you as such until the time
Yes.
comes for it to be changed. Donovan
Yes,
Willows, the human, truly an Asamar, warlock of the celestial subclass. Donovan Willows' life began with a mystery. As a baby, he was found in the Feywilds by the Elvish Fae, a tribe known as the Linarl. His only link to his origins was a name woven into the fabric of his blanket: Donovan Willows. The tribe's natural purity and animosity towards outsiders didn't extend to Donovan, thanks to his uncanny affinity for magic. Despite this rare acceptance, he still endured harsh treatment from most of the tribe, save for his adopted mother, Elowyn, and her daughter, Lenzara, who saw past his human exterior to the potential within him. Donovan's ebony skin, contrasted by his lavender purple eyes and his silver hair, always kept buzzed since childhood, made him a striking figure among the Linarl. He wore black and red robes, complemented by red leather boots, standing out as both an outsider and a cherished member of his adoptive family. Raised in the heart of Linarl's village, Donovan grew to become a skilled medic, utilizing both learned techniques and his innate magical abilities. However, the tribe's purest mindset towards those who weren't magically gifted or fey rubbed off on Donovan, making him somewhat prejudiced against those who didn't possess magical abilities or a fey background. At the age of 30, his tranquil life took a dramatic turn when he became haunted by vague dreams. In these visions, a mysterious dragon wreaks havoc in the Forgotten Realms. The dream ends with a cryptic and eerie image of an older man, presumably Donovan's father, facing grave danger due to this dragon. Compelled by the dream's urgency, Donovan sought the wisdom of the tribe's elder, Elorian, who had always harbored a fondness for him. Elorian recognized the importance of Donovan's quest and granted him permission to venture into the Forgotten Realms. He bestowed upon Donovan 2 treasured items of the Linarl tribe, along with a sack of basic supplies and a few pieces of gold. And with a wave of his hand, Elorian opened a shimmering portal beneath Donovan's feet, sending him tumbling into an alley of Phandalin. Thus, Donovan's journey would begin, thrusting him into a world of mystery, danger, and the pursuit of destiny intertwined with the fate of the Forgotten Realms. Did I do you justice?
You did indeed. Sounds yeah, you did
Awesome.
indeed.
Moving back up next to Ivyn himself is Garrak Stonefist. Garrak Stonefist is a cleric of the Tempest domain and a half-orc. Am I correct? Half-orc, correct?
Yes,
Awesome.
are correct.
Garrak Stonefist grew up in the bustling port city of Luskan on the Sword Coast. Caught between two worlds, his mother, a scholar from Waterdeep, dedicated her life to exploring ancient ruins, while his orcish father, a wandering mercenary, instilled in him the values of discipline and honor. Despite facing prejudice for his orcish blood, Garrak's unshakable curiosity and drive earned him a place as an apprentice of Candlekeep, Faerun's greatest library. While studying, Garrak uncovered ancient texts describing Tempest, the god of war, and his mastery over storms as both a symbol of power and a force of cleansing. The imagery of Tempest commanding lightning and thunder to shatter injustice resonated deeply with Garrak, reflecting his own inner storm of strength and anger. Inspired, he pledged himself to Tempest, embracing the Tempest domain and channeling the chaotic power of storms as a reflection of the god's will. Now a cleric of Tempest, Garrak roams the Sword Coast, wielding the fury of storms to protect the innocent and punish the corrupt. His journey is one of balance, learning to harness his tempest nature, while proving that honor and strength can rise above his heritage. Though he seeks to stay calm and disciplined, his anger often surges like the storms he wields, a constant reminder of his struggle to master both himself and the power of Tempest. Garrak, did
That
I
was
do you
great.
justice? Amazing.
That was great. Oh my god.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
You know what else is great? The fact that throughout this, I was laying in bed and a fucking spider crawled on my arm.
What?
That's awful. Blech. No, thank you.
Oh my god.
I was like,
Speaking
why
of-
is my arm ticklish? The fucking spider
Ah.
crawled on. I'm like, you dick.
Ugh. All right.
I
well,
don't mind
No.
spiders, so I just kind of looked at it for
I
a little
don't
bit.
want that.
Oh, for fuck's sake! But like,
Mm.
I don't want a spider crawling on me. I don't mind spiders. But it's crawling on me while I'm laying in bed, man.
well,
At least you don't live in Australia.
right.
Yeah, I live in
Oh,
England.
really? That would be bad.
England is
That would be bad.
probably England is literally probably the safest place you could ever think of for wildlife. The most dangerous thing here is a badger.
Well, Echo, or should I say Xerix in this moment, while you do not like spiders, I assume our boy Echo, in fact, loves them being a natural part of the life cycle of nature.
I
Echo,
don't mind the spider, but yeah.
we move on to you now. Echo is a Nature-Forged, a little bit of a reflavoring of a Warforged. Rather than being built by the magic and metal of man, he is crafted from the magic and nature of the wilderness. He was once, presumably a man, though he does not know his memory, foggy and fuzzy. He is a druid. With 2014 rules, do you get your druid domain instantly? So what? I believe so, right?
It's
a
level
level
2.
It's level 2. Okay, so currently just a druid without a domain, going to receive their domain shortly.
It's also called a circle, by the way, not domain.
Right, circle that domain. You're right. Correct. My bad. Now we move on to Echo. Echo's story begins long before he was reborn from nature itself. In his past life, he was a man, determined and fierce to protect those who couldn't defend themselves. One night, he snuck onto a pirate ship to free rare animals that the crew had cruelly caged. But when he was caught, everything went wrong. he barely escaped with an egg he found hidden away in a chest. But as the pirates came after him, in his final moments he decided to take the plunge into the deep, cold ocean, clutching the egg to his chest. Neither the egg nor him would survive, the egg turning into a gem as the life inside of it faded. His body and the gem were eventually washed ashore onto the Sword Coast, where only that memory would reside inside of his cold, lifeless body. Suddenly, the goddess, Deep Shalicious, saw what was done and took pity on him. Using her divine magic, she called vines and roots from the forest to envelop his lifeless form along with the gem. Pulling them deep inside, she would wove together a new body, one of stone and of stick, of branch and of dirt, with a large gem planted into his chest. When he awoke, all he would hear is one sentence offered from his god: "Rise, my echo, and protect that which is green and natural." From that moment, he became Echo, a man of a new life. For 5 years, Echo lived in the forest, protecting the trees and the animals and everything else that would call it home. It felt as if he belonged here. But with peace comes disaster, and a dragon appearing, wreaking havoc, would upset the balance that he worked so hard to protect. Once more, Deep Shalicious would speak to him, commanding him in an urgent voice, "Protect me!" As she would then guide him through the forest to the town of Phandalin, where his journey would take a new turn. Though the path ahead was uncertain, Echo remained steadfast in his mission to protect the natural world. Echo, did I do you justice?
Yeah, it was good.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And with that, I believe we move on to our last character's backstory. The biggest man himself, Tharn Ironclad, a Goliath of hill giant descent, and a fighter. What kind of fighter are you? Or do you not have a type yet, right? Are you just a fighter currently?
I'm just a fighter currently.
Correct. Just a fighter. Do you have a plan for what fighter you're going to be taking?
Echo Knight.
Echo Knight. Ah, that is going to be amazing to see your giant ass duplicating. That's going to be fun. Okay. Awesome. Tharn Ironclad. A towering Goliath of hill giant descent, who grew up amidst the rugged peaks and treacherous trails of the Sword Coast Mountains. His tribe, the Stone Vale, forged a life of unity and resilience in the unforgiving wilderness. From a young age, Tharn learned to wield strength and cunning to survive the harsh elements and relentless predators. His innate toughness and determination earned him the role of defender and hunter of his people. There he would master an array of weapons: axes, spears, bows, and those alike. Protecting his kin and bringing down game to sustain them were more than just duties. They were his way of honoring the Stone Vale's creed of preservance, and camaraderie. Life in the mountains was not without its spiritual side, as the tribe revered the elements and heeded the wisdom of their shaman. One fateful evening, beneath a sky alight with auroras, the shaman emerged from his tent with a vision of a prophecy that would not only alter Tharn's destiny, but that of the Forgotten Realms. A great dragon, Its shadow darkening the land was foretold to bring destruction and chaos to the region. The shaman declared that Tharn was chosen by the spirits to confront this threat. And with a heavy heart and the blessing of his tribe, Tharn set out, carrying with him the weight of their survival and the hope of their future. Tharn's journey would lead him down the perilous paths of the mountain, his skills honed by years of hunting and battle tested with every step. His destination, the frontier town of Phandalin, a place where his path would intersect with those of adventurers and mysteries yet unknown. The prophecy left him with more questions than answers, but his resolve remained steadfast. With his battle-scarred weapons and indomitable spirit, Tharn Ironclad walked into the unknown destiny, ready to face dragon and destiny alike. And last time I will ask, Tharn Ironclad, did I do you justice?
Sounded just about right.
That is amazing. And with that, we all reach the town of Phandalin. Xerix, or Echo, having traveled for days through the wilderness, emerging from the dense brush to the right. Ivyn and Garrak, having met each other along their journey at some point, traveling down the Tribor Trail into Phandalin. Tharn himself traveling down from the mountains through the mining trails, reaching Phandalin, and lastly, but certainly not least, Donovan Willows, falling through a portal, finding himself directly across from the tavern of Stonehill Inn. Before we begin, I would like to ask the two people who have had a little bit of an acquaintance, please give us a little bit of roleplay as to at least a small conversation that was had upon entering Phandalin. Ivyn and Garrak, I am speaking to you two.
Of course. So, Ivan, is this when they first meet, or
Let's say you
This is
have
a-
let's say you've known each other for a bit, maybe not longer than a day, but enough to know a little bit, your names at least, and you're just having a small conversation as you enter the town.
of course, of course.
So what you
Um,
carrying there?
Oh,
You
just
see you got a bunch of cool stuff.
just a few vials here and there. I've got this really, really cool what do they call it? Oh, a diary. That's it. And he will sort of reach into his bag, and it's this really, really thick book. It's almost heavy as he sort of logs it out and holds it out in front. It sort of has
I am staring dead-eyed at it. I
burnt
love books.
pages. He does sort of offer it, but he's not gonna let you hold it, as if he kind of wants you to look at it and like look at the pages as he starts to flip them open.
I read as much as I can. As you flip through the pages, I'm just like skimming as much as I can.
So the first few pages, they look a little bit like they actually look relatively legible. But as he starts to flip to the other pages, this expression of like hopefulness comes across his face, hoping that you can also read it. But it starts to become less and less legible as sort of the diagrams become more and more complex and the writing becomes more and more technical. Even he doesn't seem to understand it.
Or is it in like another language, or is it just because the pages?
It's just because it's terminology. It's the flavor for the
Oh yeah, then
higher level
Like
artificer.
seeing E equals MC square written upon a page in a bunch of different versions, Garrak. It's like mathematical equations, and while it's written in a common language and you do know like the letters and words, understanding it is like trying to understand gobbledygook and not being a goblin.
Oh
Yeah.
okay.
Essentially.
I immediately I'm just like, you start to lose me, and then I start to pull out some of my books. I'm like, these are mine. And as I show you, it's a lot of books about like spells and a lot of them based off my god Tempest.
he would go like wide-eyed, sort of. How many books
Uh,
would you say?
5.
Yeah, he would sort of log the die back into his backpack as his shoulder sort of follows through, tries to adjust to
drop him.
having the weight back on it, and yeah, he tries to at least try and take one of the books to have a read through in complete eagerness.
Oh, I offer him. Feel
Oh,
free.
perfect. Well, that's him entertained for a while.
Perfect, yeah, and that
Ye-
sets it. That sets the stage perfectly. You spend the rest of your time, Garrak. You give over one of your books to Ivyn, and he studies the pages thoroughly as you guys continue to make your way to, I assume, the tavern. Correct? Most adventurers,
Oh
especially
yeah.
people like
Yeah. I
you
offer.
two, yeah.
I offer him a drink. Actually, well,
Perfect.
not so much a drink, but whatever
Yeah.
he wants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
they're gonna go get some
meal.
pop-
A water skin, something of the sort. Of course.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Something like that.
Awesome. So yeah, you guys spend the rest of your time just walking together, talking about your books until you guys manage to reach the actual tavern itself. Go ahead and move your characters over to here. All right, now for all the viewers at home, let me set the stage. Nestled in the rocky foothills of the snow-capped Sword Mountains is the mining town of Phandalin, which consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings. Crumbling stone ruins surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Phandalin's residents are quiet, hard-working folk who come from distant cities to eke out a life amid the harsh wilderness. They are farmers, stonecutters, blacksmiths, traders, prospectors, and children. The town has no walls and no garrison, but most of the adults keep weapons with easy reach in case of need for arms to arise. Visitors are welcome here, particularly if they have coin to spend or news to share. The Stone Hill Inn at the center of the town offers modest lodging and meals. A couple of doors down from the inn, posted outside the Townsmaster's Hall, is a job board that has only a single page on it, reading, "Job board has been moved inside of the inn." Tharn, as you enter the town from the mountains, describe to me how you feel, what Tharn's thinking, seeing this small, quaint village with these log houses, the rather mainly human folk exploring throughout, children running around playing. How does Tharn react to all of this?
Thorn will be thinking to himself like, I certainly hope I can find some elders here that can point my way towards where I need to be. I need to solve the problems for my tribe as fast as I can.
So Tharn, running up to someone small, you obviously assume to be a child because you have this weird feeling that anyone smaller than you is just a child rather than an adult.
Except for obvious signs that he's old, like graying or whatever.
Yeah, but this is you run up to someone like maybe they're an adult, maybe they're a child. You don't really know because these small people are just so small to you. It's just so weird. But this person is a child. You don't know, but it actually is a real child. And your big lumbering presence, doosh, 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 as you stomp up to this kid, and he kind of just turns his head to you, a little blonde boy with bright blue eyes. He looks maybe to be in his tween ages, 12, 13. To you obviously just think him to be a child, maybe an adult. Obviously, you don't know because of your weird mindset of these little people and everything. But he just looks to you and he's just like, "Yeah, can I help you?"
Yes, child. Can you point me to your nearest elder where I can maybe get some information? Like your wisest elder that you know.
Gwendolyn's father at the town inn runs the place. He's kind of kooky, though. He locks himself behind a door and doesn't talk to people ever since the big winged beast showed up.
That's okay, child. Most people, when they see me, for some reason, they start talking.
Well, it's kind of hard to see someone through a door, but okay, he's that way. And he points towards the inn, perfectly directing you to where you need to go. Do you say anything else to him, Tharn?
Yeah, I was just saying, thank you, child.
Yeah, no problem, big man. As he just kind of waves to you as you begin to thud away. You kind of hear him. Your passive perception just barely being high enough. You hear him in the distance, just like, "Fucking dude is huge." And you then make your way as well to the tavern. Now on to Echo. Echo, you emerge from the thick brush of the forest, seeing in front of you the town of Phandalin. How does Echo react to this? Xerix?
Sorry, what?
Echo has just emerged from the forest. You have just found Phandalin. You're looking around and making your first, your first glances and everything. How does Echo react to this?
It just kind of stands on the edge of the town or the village or whatever, and he keeps staring because he doesn't know exactly what he's looking at.
Yeah, and as you're staring, kind of just looking confused, you don't know this site that well. You kind of get a little bit of a disgust in your gut, realizing that all of these buildings, these strange rectangle squares, you're not sure what they are. They're all made of dead trees, and this doesn't anger you. Of course, there are plenty of trees, and trees falling down is but natural. But it definitely doesn't sit well with you that this whole place is essentially slaughtered trees, which you see to be friends, essentially. However, you hear in the back of your mind echo your goddess's voice, deep, celestious, speaking to you for the third time ever. Fear not, my child, for it is all a part of the cycle. Though the trees are now dead, their rot will give life to mushrooms and feed beavers. One day, all of these mortals and buildings will crumble to rubble, and will all return to the cycle. But that building is where you must go. Making as you kind of focus in on the tavern, seeing it's kind of lit up more than the rest of the buildings. It's like getting close to nighttime. It's not quite sunset yet, but the sun is beginning to go down, so it's starting to get a little darker out. And a lot of the buildings, there's a few lights on, candles you can see, but the most brightly lit up one is without a doubt the Stonehill Inn, which is where, when you look at it, your goddess tells you that is where you must head.
Oh, I guess I got no other choice. Gotta go to the inn.
Yeah. And listening to your goddess, you make your way through a destroyed wall and through some rubble, finding your way to a path that perfectly leads you to the entrance of the inn, where, lastly, Donovan, a portal opens beneath you in the Feywilds, and you tumble down into the alleyway across from the Stonehill Inn. You pick yourself up, brushing yourself off, and get your bearings. What do you do?
He's going to he'll look around and just say to himself in Elvish, which he will use as his default language due to his upbringing. He's like, all right, then I guess I should find the liveliest building. And he'll step out of the alleyway and look around.
And looking around is actually when we get our first scene change. Donovan, you step across into a path. Seeing directly in front of you is a very lively building where a few individuals have gathered. There is a cat-like creature, but humanoid, standing upon 2 feet, wearing robes and having vials strewn about him. standing next to a half-orc, which you have seen a few times before. Orcs living in the Fey wilds, here and there, not being the most common thing, but not being also near uncommon. To your right, you see a large wooden man consisting of mainly magic. He kind of gives you a glance and tilts his head a bit, like a confused animal. And lastly, to your left, a large, humbering man has begun thudding upon the path, approaching the building with the rest of you. The first people the first people to speak are going to be Ivyn and Garrak, as you are currently talking to the guard standing outside of this tavern, who is at this moment not letting you in.
Did he explain
So like,
why?
how much is that? So like, how much is the entrance fee? Like, why can we not get in? Like, what's going on?
Gah, I told you. It's not that there's a fee, it's that the guildmaster, the town hall leader, does not want any unknown guests right now. Have you not heard of the disturbance of the winged beast?
Well, is a gold piece an unknown guest? Last time I heard, he's known everywhere.
And the man kind of looks down at his feet and kind of looks back up to you. Roll persuasion.
Ivan's sort of cowering
Yeah, I
slightly
forgot.
behind him. He doesn't like the presence of a new person, as his eyes are sort of like pinpoint on the god.
Itish.
15.
Not too bad.
Meets it, beats it. That's exactly what he rolled. He looks at you, kind of wiggles his tongue in his mouth, licking his teeth, kind of showing his greed. Looks down to his shield, sees it scratched up and kind of bruised and battered. Looks back to you and sheaths his sword entirely, taking it off his shoulder, reaching his hand out in front of him, kind of looking to the side, not really looking at you, and he kind of gives a cough.
I dropped 3 in his hand.
And he he gives like a double take. It's like he's like looking around like whistling, like pretending like he doesn't see you dropping the gold in his hand, trying to play ignorance. And then he sees you drop 3 gold in his hand, and he nearly like actually hold on. He natural 1. He shits his pants. You smell the vile shit. He instantly releases his bowels as he sees the 3 gold, and he like quickly, like his shield obviously is like attached to his arm, like through the middle rings, so he doesn't have to physically hold it. So you see his other hand open quickly, and he grabs his pants, like his butt, and he looks around and he quickly like shuffles off to the side, and you see him kind of just disappear off into the bushes.
Oh my god! Does anyone else see this, or is it just?
Oh yeah, everyone, all of you hear it. All of you hear it.
It's
You yeah. It's a nat. He nat one. Not even kidding.
Oh, he nat one.
He nat one. He nat one on his save. He nat one on his save. So you all heard it. You smelt it. It was disgusting.
so
But the door is now open for you to approach.
I high five everyone. I just, bam.
Ivyn, do you allow him to high five you?
who's asking?
The DM is asking. Garrak is attempting to high five people.
Oh, if it's Garrak, then yes, definitely.
So Ivyn, Garrak, you high five Ivyn and you move on to Tharn. Tharn, do you accept the high five?
Sure, why not from a child?
You take the high five. You look at him like, okay, tiny child, agreed. And you
I
take
reach up so high to make myself look tall. I'm like, yeah, dude. Trying to make myself look way taller.
you give Tharn a good smack, and y'all high five each other. You hear the echo. You run on over to Donovan. You see the man with the staff, and you're like, high five. Donovan, do you give him a high five?
He does indeed.
Okay, Donovan, you slap some skin, rather impressed by the man's ability to make someone shit his pants on sight. And lastly but not least, you run over to the big humbling man made of wood, and you gotta give a double take for a second, like, what the fuck? And then, but you continue. You go to high five anyway. Echo, do you high five as well? Xerix, you awake, buddy?
Yeah. Sorry, what?
Garrak is attempting to high five you after he made a guard shit his pants.
He doesn't know exactly what the fuck that is, so he's not even gonna do anything back. He's just gonna continue staring at him.
Yeah, so Garrak, you kind of just you put
I'm
your
fine
hand
with it.
Yeah, you put your hand up and you kind of he just gives you a look and kind of tilts his head a bit. And then in your head, Xerix, your goddess speaks to you. Oh, child, that was a term of endearment. You're meant to touch your hand to his in a slapping fashion.
Sounds gay.
Slash
No.
me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Echo, you take this and you kind of like you look to yourself like you're like, oh, okay. You don't really speak out loud or say anything, but you just realize what it meant and everything. And Garrak, after you run around giving everyone a round of high fives, do you run up and open the door?
I open it for everyone. I'm like, hey,
You push
Like,
open the double
let's go.
doors, and they swing open with no effort, showing that the only thing stopping you all from coming in was simply the guard. And you see, as soon as you open the door, a bar sitting right across from the entrance of the tavern, right next to a set of stairs, and behind them, behind the lady, a door. In front of the lady, sitting behind the bar, there is a man playing a lute, just strumming along, having a wonderful time. He's a bard, and he's clearly the entertainment for this gathering. To the left of her, standing at the end of the bar, is a woman with a glass of ale and rags tucked in at her side, maybe a barmaiden of some kind, cleaning and polishing dishes. Tharn, currently you can see inside of the window a bit from where you're standing, and you see a small man, presumably another child, except for this child has thick beard. He has a thick beard for a child, and he's bald also for a child. And you see him kind of sitting at a table, just cheersing some glasses up in the air. Currently, that is all you guys can see. Feel free to now move your tokens. So, Garrak, you are up here. You open the door. Ivyn, you said you're following behind him, correct? Yep.
Yeah, just sort of like scampering behind. If like any of the onlookers within the tavern look at him, he's sort of gonna angle himself to use Garrak as a sort of shield
Yeah, so
as he holds his hood.
oh yeah, they definitely give you a glance, Ivyn and Garrak, as you guys enter. Everyone, the music continues, the bard keeps playing, but he slows his pace. But everyone locks their eyes onto you. Of course, the first and most noticeable being the gorgeous woman sitting behind the bar with luxurious blonde hair, wearing a purple, green, and red dress. Upon entering
Do I
Garrak,
know?
just
Do I notice that Ivan's like me? Is he? Do I notice that he's like kind of hiding behind me?
oh, for sure, Grok. You can feel him being as
Oh
close
yeah,
as he is to you.
he's
Yeah,
like proper like maneuvering
Oh.
around.
yeah.
I'm trying to make myself look bigger. I'm trying to be a good supporting buddy.
And Garok, looking around the tavern, you see a few faces. Obviously, the people standing in front of you. But there's also there's about a single person at every table. You see a dwarven fellow with a guitar sitting at his side, and a big, thick backpack that has a lantern sticking out of it, also laying on the floor. He's sitting eating some food and drinking some mead. There's a woman in like a skirt dancing dress who is over by a table just currently dancing to the music. She's no longer dancing. She was dancing when you first opened the door, but she has now slowed her pace and has begun to stop, kind of staring at you, along with the barmaid and the person cleaning the glasses. The only one not staring at you is the dwarf with the guitar, who has the lantern backpack. He is just looking at his food, eating his food. The other two fellows in the tavern also glare at you. A big man holding a pint of beer, looks at you with his thick beard and long black hair and grizzled face, giving a grunt as you all enter. And lastly, a small gingered dwarven fellow, drinking from 2 different glasses at once, gives you guys a strange glance. While he kind of like, it gives you guys like side eye before looking back to his glasses, looking back at you guys, looking like keep going back and forth between glancing at you and glancing at his drink.
So you said every table's full?
They're not full. There's 1 person at every table.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but there's no completely empty table.
Yeah.
Correct. There is no completely empty table.
I ask Ivyn, hey Ivyn, you want anything to eat or anything? I'm gonna probably get a drink.
If Garrak looks at Ivyn, his like fur standing on edge, you know, when cats feel threatened, their hair stands on end.
Oh,
as
that's
he's
completely fair.
Yeah, he's sort of glancing between everyone who's staring at him, and then he looks back at the rest of the people back here, seeing whether or not they're looking to enter or not. He would probably position himself just a little bit here. He's like got a good distance between everyone, but he's exchanging glances and not really paying attention to what's being said to him.
Fair. I buy him a what's for sale here?
So you
Well,
walk
quote-
up.
like, what's
You
quote
walk up
unquote
to the
sale?
bar maiden.
Yeah, I walk up to the bar.
All right. While you do that, let's go ahead and get everyone else settled into where they would like to go. But before we start, Tharn,
Oh, that's
Tharn, Donovan, and Echo, where are the 3 of you going to be doing? Will you also be following behind them and standing next to the bar, ready to talk to the maiden, or are you guys gonna go find yourselves some seats?
Well, Thorn, as the child that he met in the beginning, told him that I could find the elder in the tavern. I will go in with them and go towards the barmaid.
Okay. So you follow in, kind of pushing the bar to the side a bit. You kind of you don't physically push him, but you don't give much room, obviously, and he kind of moves out of your way a bit, kind of moving closer towards the window. All right, and then Echo and Donovan.
Donovan will walk in and he will go to the woman to the left of the bar and about there at the stool.
All right, so you're gonna go sit at the stool. Okay.
Yeah, the left stool.
Okay, so you take one of the stools. And Echo, do you enter and sit down somewhere, or are you just gonna stare in the doorway like a confused dog?
Stand in the the point, like the center point of the room, and he's just gonna start scanning and looking at everyone weirdly.
So you like walk to like right here next to the fireplace where you can see everything, and you kind of just like begin to look around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, perfect. I love that. Yeah, you scan around, Echo, and you hear in your head as you lock eyes on the barmaiden. You hear deep Celestius. She has the info you need. As you walk up behind Donovan and Garrak as Garrak begins to speak to her. All of you are able to hear the conversation. What do you say, Garrak?
Hey, what do y'all got for sale here?
Might I ask, who are you?
I'm Garrak Stonefist. Nice to meet you.
Well, Garrak Stonefist, I don't know how you entered the building, seeing as we had a guard placed outside, and she kind of looks around to your side, seeing the guard is no longer there, but seeing no blood or anything and no signs of a scuffle, she's not worried, and she kind of leans back over and she gives a sigh. But it seems that our guard is disposed of at the moment, must be handling other important business, kind of giving a little bit of
Yeah,
an angry tone.
he kind of shit himself. I let her know that he shit himself.
Oh, of course he did. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Raven.
I don't know if he ate something. I don't know what he did.
And she kind of walked over to the other side, the other edge of the bar, and she's like, Raven, could you please go get a pair of pants for Hawk out front? It would seem he shit himself. Again. And
Again?
Raven looks at Gwendolyn, the barmaiden, and she's like, "Aye, boss." And she kind of gives a glance before she walks outside, and she also disappears to go help Hawks.
If Echo was in this situation, he would have just given her a leaf.
Yeah, as you walk by Echo, you do that. You kind of you pick a leaf off of your body and you hand it over to Raven, and she laughs and she takes it and she's like, "His ass is too big for this."
He's like he touches it and it slightly grows a bit.
I love that, Echo. The leaf grows and she gives it a wave. She's like, "That's better." And she continues to walk outside. You hear through the window, "Hey, Hawks, I got a leaf for you to wipe your ass with."
Wild.
I love that, Xerix. Okay, and then you get a good position to sit next to the conversation as the barmaiden looks back to Garrak and says, "Sorry about him. I am Gwendolyn, and I own this establishment called the Stonehill Tavern and Inn. Currently, my father, the Town Hall Master, is locked behind that door," pointing behind her to the door that is directly behind her, right here.
Locked?
Yeah, there's a door right here. And she says, "He is currently too afraid to come out, but any business you need handled, I can do for you. What brings fresh-faced adventurers such as yourself," and she looks at all of you now, "to our small town of Phandalin?"
At this moment, just passing through. I just was coming through the tavern because me and my buddy Ivyn here. Kind of hungry, just looking for a place to settle down for a minute. Just seeing what
well,
possibly was in store.
if you're passing through, I have heard of some troubling news lately. Let me inform you. Hold on, let me make a dice roll. I have to check my table. Time for a Phandalin tale. You get tale number 1.
Okay.
She tells you, "Once again, the orcs have come down from their mountains to prey on the lowlands. If Neverwinter doesn't send help to us soon, the orcs will overrun Phandalin and destroy everything we've worked so hard to rebuild."
Oh my. Oh my.
Forgive me if I may interject. He's still speaking in Elvish, by the way. And he'll continue to say,
What the
if we
fuck
help
is this
them-
man saying? Hold up.
if we help
Excuse me,
them-
huh?
And Gwendolyn,
And he
the
looks
barmaiden also looks at you in confusion. The only
He's
person who understands you is the dwarf who's currently eating, and he looks up from his food and he's like, "They can't understand you, feller."
Here?
The
Do we have a
dwarf
translator here?
Yeah, the dwarf yells out, "They can't understand you, big man. They don't speak Elvish."
Okay, so he'll
This one right
switch
here.
to a pencil and he'll say, so, and he'll say,
And then the dwarf will speak up again. "Even I can't understand you this time, and I'm rather well versed."
so he'll
Let's try another one.
"Try common."
So he'll try Celestial, and then he'll be like, fuck it. So he'll switch to common on his hands, uncultured swine, and Celestial, and then he'll switch to common. So, excuse me. If we help you with this ogre problem you said, will
Orcs.
we be allowed to speak with your father? Oh, problem. I'm sorry. Thank you.
If you wish to speak to my father, there's actually 3 quests currently placed upon our board by him himself." And she points over to the left on the wall over behind the girl in the skirt, the dancing outfit, where you see a bounty board is placed. And upon the bounty board, there is 3 pieces of paper.
Whilst I've been looking,
I have a-
He will.
I have a
Sorry.
quick question. Do you have any books?
Board.
Sorry, guys. Hold on. One at a time. I heard Garrak, you said something about books, right?
Yeah, I asked her. I'm just like, just a quick question. Do you have any books?
If you seek books of magic, the only person in the
No, 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 no.
area...
Any books. Any books.
Okay. Well, books of magic are only sold by a woman upon Umbridge Hill. If you would like to find, if you also are seeking potions, that is the same place you'll need to head. Ironically
Okay.
enough, Umbridge Hill is the location of one of those quests. And if you're
Ooh.
looking for regular books, there is a outpost in the nearby area by the name of Barthen's Provisions. You'll find it roughly about a block away.
I look at the I look at the Umbridge Hill quest. Is it on the bounty board?
Yes, you look over to the bounty board and you see 3 bounties.
Yeah, I do that.
Read the title of each bounty, and the title of each of the bounties is: one says Dwarven Excavation, one says Nomengrad, and one says Umbridge Hill. And the Umbridge Hill one is the one that catches your eye. It reads: the local midwife, an acolyte of Shantea, named Abdara Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Phandalin. With the dragon sightings becoming more common, it is not safe for her to be alone. Urge Abdara to return to Phandalin. Once she's safe, visit me at the inn. I, Townmaster Harbin Wester, will give you your reward of 25 gold pieces per person.
Is Garrak still standing here, or did he go over to the quest board?
He's over at the quest board. Yeah, I'm gonna move Garrak.
Oh well, first of all, he would have followed him, and seeing sort of and hearing about them doing potions, he would tug on some loose clothing of Garrak and be like, "Could we go?"
I'm
He would
still
ask.
thinking. I'm thinking for like a very long time.
All right. Well,
I'm
Ivyn.
thinking so long.
Well, Ivyn and
that
Garrak
he's
are over
like,
there.
Are you good?
While you two are over there, Donovan, Echo, and Tharn. What are you 3 gonna do?
Well, Donovan would look over to the barmaid and ask in common. He'll say, "What do you think the time frame is looking like to deal with these orcs? Is that a emergency thing or how is that?"
We're not sure where they are currently. They were last spotted over by the mountains, not too far from where you'll head for that dwarven excavation quest. And she points over to the quest board once again.
Are the orcs on the quest board?
No, we don't know where they reside. We only know rough locations. Though if you would like to investigate about it, as I said, the Dwarven Excavation Quest is the best place to start, as it is in the same rough area as some of the orcs have been spotted.
He will then go over to the job board and look at the excavation quest.
You walk on over to where Ivyn and where Garrak currently are. You see them currently investigating the Umbridge Hill paper. However, you read the Dwarven Excavation one. It reads, dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and have been working an archaeological dig seeking treasures and relics. They need to be warned that the dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them and then return to me, Townsmaster Harbin Wester, to collect a reward of 50 gold pieces per person.
That price tag makes this sound dangerous.
Garrak's talking to Ivyn. Garrak's talking to Ivyn. I don't know if we can do this. Like, we might not have enough people. I'm not sure.
Oh, we could always give it a try, can we not?
I turn around. I ask person behind me, do you want to join us? I'll help you if you help us.
Garrak turns to Donovan, being the closest person, and Donovan, Garrak asks you for help, assisting him with the quest on Umbridge Hill.
And it says per person, so either way, if you come, we're earning an extra 25.
And you've also been offered that if you help him, he will help you on the quest you are interested in.
Garrak is a half-orc, yes?
Correct.
Yeah, I
Yes,
am.
that's right.
Yes, then Donovan will say in orc. He will say orcish, I suppose. He'll say, I feel as though we should do this one first, only because more lives seem to be at stake than just one. So would you like to flip a coin for it?
I agree with I agree with him. If more lives seem to be at stake, then my God speaks to me saying,
Yeah, you do see
help
that
help people.
you do see that the Dwarven Excavation quest says that it has 2 people you are assisting, while the Umbrage Quill has 1. However, while you're on that mindset, you think to read the last one. The last one being the Nomengrad quest. It reads, a clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. The gnomes of Nomengrad are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something which can detect or defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them, and if you bring back something useful and don't want to keep it for yourselves, I, Town Master Harbin Wester, will pay you 50 gold pieces for it.
Hmm.
So this one is
Can
about a
we?
quest of a whole group of people. However, there is nothing to say that they are in danger.
Hmm.
Not sure.
As you 3 are all discussing, Tharn and Echo, the last 2 who have not gone over to the quest board. What are you 2 doing?
Um, did I did I overhear there being a quest for dwarves?
Yes, you did. You overheard them discussing. You actually specifically heard Gwendolyn telling Donovan that if he wishes to investigate the orcs, that the dwarven excavation mission, in which you need to go warn 2 dwarves that they could be in danger, is a quest that it has that involved.
Well then, Thorn being from the mountains and being familiar with dwarves, will silently follow after in order to see the quests, and with the mindset of helping out the town makes it easier to get information.
And Echo, you being the last one, you see these group of 4 travel over to the board and begin to read it. And you look at them with curiosity. And your god speaks to you once again. I am not sure, my child, my Echo, but I believe those are the people. Those are the people that I saw in my vision. The ones who will help you fell the great beast threatening our very existence.
Echo is going to go over then towards them, and he's going to speak for the first time. However, he speaks in an ancient language, primordial, if anyone knows it.
I do believe we
I do
do.
know it.
Yes, we do have a fucking a translator for you. Donovan speaks like 8 languages.
Nice.
What?
He's the large, really large, because this motherfucker is 8 feet tall, by the way. Echo's a big boy.
Yeah, you're as big as you and Tharn are like identical in size. You have a little more like
Yeah.
you have more heft to you because you're like made of wood, obviously. But like standing next to each other, you guys are both towering figures.
Yeah. He walks over and he simply says, I guess I'm with you lot.
Donovan, you recognize the language he speaks, being primordial, and you snap your attention to him. This being one of the first times you've ever heard it spoken outside of your studies within your elven village. What do you say to him?
Donovan just replies, finally, someone with some culture about them. Sure, you can all of us.
I assume you tell the rest of the party what he said.
Yes.
Yeah. So
He simply just kind of grunts and like nods at him.
to everyone else, you see this big lumbering wooden man walk over to you and then go, "Bo!" Make like these deep, guttural, violent noises as if he was calling the mountains himself. Like, does anybody know like the dwarven mountain singing from Lord of the Rings? Like that deep guttural sound that the males make when they do it? Like that kind of sound is what he is, all that comes out of his voice. And then Donovan turns to him and then makes the same noises, just in a less deep tone, obviously because he's human or because he's in a smaller figure. But they both just start going bo bo to each other, and you're all just like fucking so confused.
How loud would it be?
Oh,
do you reckon?
For Echo, it's loud, it's booming. But for Donovan, it's nowhere near as booming.
Perfect.
If I try
think...
to, if I try to, like, I try to, like fake it, what would that?
It would just sound
be
like you're
considered as?
roaring. It would just be like you're trying to roar or
Oh,
imitate.
I wouldn't even be trying. I wouldn't even.
No,
be able to do it.
Abyssal is so precise. While it sounds like guttural noises, the specific noises you need to make to express sentences.
I still try to do it.
Yeah. You do it, and everyone just looks at you like you're burping or something, like you're like a beast roaring. Fucking Echo has no idea.
Echo's gonna hand him a leaf to the one that tried to imitate it, and because he doesn't, he thinks you're dying or something. So,
yeah, it sounds like an injured beast. Yeah.
hand you a leaf for comfort.
He hands you a comfort. It's a pretty leaf too. It's got like good colors on it.
Oh.
It's not the other.
I look so happy.
The other leaf he gave to Raven for the guy to wipe his ass with was like just a brown leaf. It was just a big brown leaf. This one's like, it's got pretty shapes in it. It's nice. It's elegant. It's like a get well soon leaf. It's like it's a recover from your cancer leaf. All right.
Ivan's definitely covering his ears though when they start bellowing.
Yeah.
His poor ears.
Yeah, your poor little cat ears. As you all realize that maybe something has pulled you all together on purpose, and you all decide to group up together. Where or what quest are you taking?
I think we should do the dwarven one.
I also think we should do that one.
2 votes for the dwarven excavation.
Ivan will follow wherever Garrak is going.
Okay.
Out of
Did Tharn say what he?
Yeah, the dwarf thing. He said he's over.
He wanted to.
Yeah, he walked over here and
okay,
he said he was here for dwarves.
Then I, going off what Tharn said, I feel like enough people in here want to do that we should do it.
All right, so that's 2 votes that's 3 votes for the dwarven excavation. Echo, or that's 4 votes. Echo, you're the only one, and you've already agreed to just go with the party. So I assume you're probably not even going to say anything. You're just going to follow along, right?
Yeah, no, he doesn't care.
Yeah, just you're just a big beast essentially. You have intelligence. You're not like dumb. You're just not like a speaker. You're just a big wide-eyed animal.
Yeah,
I love that.
Exist.
I love that about Echo.
Also, he goes over to the cat who's good at hearing and starts talking in close to their ear. It's kind of like it extra affects them, but he doesn't know what you say.
What do you say though, Echo? Like, are you saying sorry?
He's just saying. He says kitty cat.
Okay, so yeah, you're not even like trying to hurt him. You're not even trying to attempt to hurt him or like be mean. You just walked up because he looks like an animal and you love animals so much, and you just say in primordial, kitty cat, and once again it's just oh, like a foghorn.
Hearing that it's closer, because obviously he has like his hands over his ears. He's like pulling them down, having his head down. He like looks up, and his eyes are like you can see the whites of his eyes. They are that narrow. Just seeing this ginormous. How tall?
8 feet.
8
But
feet.
when you look up at him, Ivan, you get this feeling of softness. You look into his eyes, like, and you see just swirl.
Ooh.
You see swirling magic, right? It's just like it's natural. It's like you were looking out into the wilderness and seeing a beautiful forest unfold infinitely in front of your eyes. And while his voice is deep and booming and it's scary, it's soothing when you look into his eyes because of how pure, how genuine and amazing this creature is.
I think from there, his hands will slowly like rise from his ears like flinging back up, as um, you can see a lot more of his face now. Whilst there's quite a lot of fur around the main areas, there's a bit of singed, almost hairlessness around the neck area.
Yeah, Echo, you see the kitty cat looks like it was hurt.
He gives you a leaf, but this is a special kind of leaf. It's one to give soothing properties to the appointed area.
A
Ooh.
healing leaf. He gives you this leaf, and looking at it, obviously not being able to understand what he speaks, you understand
course.
the intent. You feel the soothing magic upon this leaf, almost as if like it's basked in aloe vera or lotion. You know, it's not potent, it's not powerful, not even strong enough to use a spell slot or anything, but it's definitely soothing. Nice.
I think he will put like one of his vials that has one of the corks in. He'll like very, very carefully try and like slide it in without damaging it.
Yeah, you roll the
Uh,
leaf up and it slides
yeah.
perfectly into the vial.
And he sort of just like holds it to his chest for a moment before slotting it into one of his many holsters along his belt, giving like a very small nod to him, given that he probably doesn't understand common, but doesn't say a word.
But
The massive green man is just gonna pat the kitty on the head. And
I love this. I love this fucking this fucking like back and forth. This is great. This is so great. Fucking yeah,
Causes
the big man, yeah, the big wooden man gives you a little bit of a pat to the head, kitty cat. Nice and gently too, because obviously he's from the natural world. While he's a
Of
big
course.
lumbering man, he knows how to handle animals. So he wouldn't squash a butterfly or hurt a bunny. He would be able to perfectly and even though his skin is made of wood, it feels soft. It's like silk. It's like it's compassionate. It's gentle. You can tell that this big man is nothing but a gentle giant.
I don't suppose as he pats Ivan's head that some of like the moss or whatever might have lingered
Oh,
in
for
his
sure.
ears.
Oh yeah, definitely a little bit of like stick rubble, leaf rubble. You know, it kind of like just like sticks to your fur a bit in your hood.
Because he's definitely
While
just
this
gonna.
is
Sorry.
while this
I'll
is
let you
going
go.
on, I'm talking to the girl on the other side of the table.
Oh, okay, all right.
Rizzing.
Just wanted to quickly say that he would like take the leaves, like he would feel like put it away for safekeepings to research later.
All right. And just Garrak, for future reference, if we're in the middle of a moment like that, please, if it's something like that, just send me a DM or just wait a second till
Oh,
Ivan
okay,
finishes.
yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
because just Ivan hadn't finished there, and that felt that obviously.
I have
Yeah.
terrible ADHD. I
Yeah.
know I'll forget if I
Don't
Yeah,
don't worry
that
about
that
it.
works
Yeah.
too.
Just
I'll
send
do
me
that.
DMs. That's perfect for if anyone else has that problem, like you want to do something you're gonna
Great.
forget about. Send me a DM so that other players can finish their stuff. Just
I'm
just a little
completely
bit.
finished now.
Perfect. Awesome. And then yeah, Echo and Ivan, you have this such an adorable, sweet moment, and it wraps up very perfectly as Garrak then is visibly able to be heard. And what is he saying? What are you saying to her?
Oh, I just how's your day been? You want me to buy you a drink?
She looks at
Okay,
you
good.
and she looks at you. Roll me charisma.
Just basic charisma?
Yes, basic charisma.
Echo just puts a thumbs up towards the guy. He's trying to rizz up the woman.
9.
Yeah.
that is so
Yeah.
unfortunate.
She looks down at her drink and doesn't look back up at you. Does not.
Oh, wow. That's fair.
Cold
fair.
shoulder.
Oof.
And then you see Donovan walk on over to the dwarf. To this one or to the one down below, Donovan?
The one down below,
Okay.
one drinking like he's trying to forget something.
All right. So you walk on down to the dwarf currently drinking from two different mugs at once. Definitely seeming like he's trying to forget, but he always remembers. And what do you say to him?
Donovan will say, "How do you do? You seem to understand me when I speak my native tongue."
Oh,
So
no. That's this one over here. No, that's this one over here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Then he will go over there.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
you go over
I was
to
like,
you go over to the dwarf who's currently like he's looking at his food, eating it, drinking from his mug, not really giving anyone else any attention. And you sit down and you speak to him, and you speak in your common language, not in common, but in the language you both understand. And you ask him, so you seem to understand my language. And turning back to you and speaking in Abyssal, I've been around the world quite a few times.
Yeah. Well, can you tell me anything about this excavation or any tips about it at all?
Hmm.
The goal of this excavation?
You have
It's
talked.
on the job board?
Sadly, I know nothing of the dwarven job, but I do have a tale for you. And now let me roll on my Fandolin Tales. You hear Fandolin Tale number 2. Yeah. As the Tribor Trail runs east, it passes through this ruins, place called Conberry. It's a town sacked by barbarians years ago. There's a ruined temple south of it, where it's said that the locals hid their gold.
Hearing this, Donovan will slide 2 gold across the table
Ooh.
and look at him and say, "You got anything else for me?"
I appreciate the favor. It means a lot to me. We don't make a lot around this part, and he takes the gold before you have the chance to slide it away. But sadly, I have no more info for you about anything going around here. I'm fairly new to the area myself.
Aye, you're a good man. And then he will walk over to the other dwarf and wait patiently, since Garrak seems to be busy with him.
Yeah, as you walk over, Garrak, while Donovan's having this conversation with Brood, the dwarf up to... which, by the way, Donovan lets you know his name is Brood. I am Brood, Brood, son of Braun. And that is his title. And then Garrak, what do you say to the man who looks like he's trying to forget but always remembers?
I asked him if this is how he usually. Well, first of all, is this seat taken?
No, there is no one else. Only the visible people on the map are.
Oh no, I asked him that. I don't want to just sit down.
He vomits to the side, hiccups a few more times. Nah, sit down, sit down.
Sweet. No, I sit down, take the chair. I do a little spinaroo.
He wipes the vomit from his mouth as he slams both of the glasses down.
Where'd he throw up? Did he throw up like off to the side?
Yeah, off to like next to the wall, like against the wall. You can see it dripping.
Okay.
You can see it dripping down the wall.
That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me.
Nice.
I'm like, I asked him, is this usually how you drink?
Well, when 4 of your wives all die from the plague, you beat your fucking ass. I do.
Oh fuck! I buy him around.
Slams both of the glass.
I buy him around, which is 2 drinks. I buy him 2 drinks.
It's at this point you realize, every time he slams his glasses down, they're empty. He has 2 glasses, and you realize that they've been empty this whole time. This man is not in his right mind.
Oh.
He is pretending to drink alcohol and believes himself to be inebriated, but it's simply because he's so fucked up mentally that he can't conduct himself correctly.
What? right. Okay. I then look at the bartender as she's bringing the drinks out. I go, other table, other table.
The bartender walks over to you and she puts down another empty glass on the table and picks up the other two empty glasses before she walks
Oh,
over
that's fine too.
she
That's
walks
fine
over to
too.
the
That's fine
wall
too.
and she begins to wipe the wall down with a cloth. You hear her underneath her breath, "Fucking goddamn Godric, why do you have to do this all the time?"
Oh my god,
Oh, I'm
this is a
sorry.
common occurrence.
And she
I'm sorry.
finishes
I want to.
she finishes cleaning the vomit and then she walks away.
I then go over here. I very surprisingly then go over here.
The man doesn't even look at you. He doesn't even realize you've left or that you probably were even there in the first place.
I don't think so either.
And Donovan, you look at him and what do you say?
I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna. I want to try something that may or may not have an effect.
What do you want to do?
I want to try to bring this man to a state of lucidity, if only for a moment,
Okay.
to
And
see why he's not in his right mind.
how would you like to attempt to do so? What's your reasoning? What's your logic?
Hmm. I will use prestidigitation to sort of give the smell of uh, a dwarvish sort of environment. So probably like a stone ruin or something, or some of
Okay.
this.
Okay. You you do this. And the man just breaks down in tears. Just
Oh my
his
god.
face is just he erupts in ugly crying, snot just dribbling down. He vomits like probably 3 or 4 more times. After the second time, it's just vile. There's no more food or lick or anything coming up. It's just vile. And you get the feeling that he probably doesn't want to remember.
Okay, so something
Question.
happened to this guy in like a
Oh, it's
mind.
bad. He said he
I
said 4
will,
wives.
Question.
yeah,
Does
but I
Echo
just
see this?
Does who see this?
Echo.
Echo does see this. Yes, you see the man in the corner crying and vomiting profusely.
Echo's gonna go over and slightly pat them on the back, and is gonna give them is gonna give him a stick to hold on to, and this stick feels sort of comforting. It's like a comfort stick.
Yeah, you harness your druidic powers, pulling a branch off of your very skull, one of the branches that act like your antlers. You pry one off, it quickly regrowing in an instant, and you offer this stick out to the man, and crying and sobbing, he grabs it. And in his state of obviously depraved and in psychoticness, he holds the stick close to him, calling it Evelyn, saying, "Oh, Evelyn, how I've missed you! I've missed you so much." And you
He
see
just keeps patting him on the back.
and you see the tears begin to slow as the stick really does give him comfort. You do a good job, Echo.
He kind of grunts and goes, then and kind of walks back off.
All right. And Donovan, as you and Echo walk off, you walk off with Echo. You flick your staff, and causing some magic to swirl around. You see the vomit all pool together into a blob and fly out the window off into the distance, into just the woods.
and with that here, give a nod to the law maiden that had to clean it up the first time. She's just like,
she gives you a big smile and a thumbs up. She is happy. All right.
Donovan will then look at the rest of the team and say, "I'll wait outside," and he'll proceed to just stand by the door, the entryway.
All right.
I walk over to Ivyn and say, you ready to go?
Feeling a little bit confused by the prior interactions that he's had in such a short amount of time, he would be at a loss for words, so would simply nod and ensure that he's not leaving his side. Very, very carefully following along. Are the people of the tavern still looking?
No, at this
Staring.
point, no, at this point they've all they have heard your conversations. They know you to be adventurers looking to help with nearby quests, and the fact that you've taken one gives them good faith in you.
I don't assume as he was looking around that anything caught his eye as him being a tabaxi. And,
No,
like,
nothing,
Yeah.
nothing of importance or notice.
cool, perfect. Always got to ask.
The last two leaving, being Echo and Tharn, the two lumbering boys, heading outside to join the rest of the party, closing the tavern doors behind you all. Leaving with the quest of the dwarven excavation, you guys make your way, based off of the map's directions, to where you need to go, where we will have our next scene change. All right. Before we start this, I need to make sure everyone's visual, their sight is correct. So, Tharn, how much dark vision do you have? Any at all?
I don't think I have any. Let me check.
Please do.
No, I have none.
All right. You have no dark vision, so I can just turn off your light because you do not have one. Okay.
Well, I
Donovan.
still do have.
Donovan, do you have any dark
Yeah.
vision?
Give me one moment. Yes, 60 feet.
You have 60
60
feet?
feet, yes.
Okay. 60 feet. Ignore the rulers. Ignore the rulers.
Okay.
They are not. We will be going based off of grid. So use the grid. You see the squares that are actually on the map? That's the
Yes,
grid. That's
yes.
the grid you'll go off of.
Okay.
I assume those are 5 feet grids.
Yes, they are.
Indeed.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm just trying to. That is still way too big. Can I make the grid size even smaller? Can I make it like point something? Oh, I can. Oh, but it really doesn't get much smaller. Hold on, guys. Should have done this sooner, but I didn't think to. All right. Well, if that's the case, then if you have 60 feet, I'm just gonna shorten it to like 5. Hold on, let me turn off everybody else's light for a second. So only Donovan's is on. Okay. Now only Donovan's is gone. You can see up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, good. You have just about 60 feet of dark vision. Okay. So if that's the case, and I gave you 5. Okay. Does anyone else have dark vision?
I have 60 feet.
Garrak?
I
you have-
think I have. I should have a dark vision as well. I should have 60 feet as well.
Okay. So that's 5. That is add light, range of 5. And Ivyn, do you have it or no?
Yeah.
You have
60 feet.
So Tharn is the only one without dark vision, correct?
I
Yes,
think
I'm
so.
one of the few races that doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, like Genasi as well.
Okay. Don't worry, we're actually going to be wrapping up like really soon, Echo. So don't worry.
Okay.
Just stick around for like say 15 more minutes, and because we don't have time to do this whole quest, so we're gonna pick up where the quest really begins. I'm gonna let you guys like get to
I'm
the.
shattered
Yeah,
this week.
You're good, man.
My sleep schedules are all fucked up.
You're
so.
good. All right. So you guys travel to the canyon where the dwarven excavation takes place. And you find yourselves entering in upon the location. You see in front of you, hold on, let me go ahead and read it out for you guys. Jump to, hold on. Okay, here we go. Dwarven excavation. Location overview. Where is the thing I'm supposed to read? Okay. The canyon's rocky walls rise to a height of 80 feet. At the end of the canyon, a 20-foot-high wall of black stone has a broken gate carved into it, with one stone door hanging precariously by a hinge and the other door missing. Beyond this open gate, in the shadow of a great mountain to the east, lies a ruined settlement. All is quiet. You may now move your characters.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan will definitely be sticking very much behind Garrak, seeing him as a sort of frontline figure for him to try and support and keep going.
Okay.
Me and Ivan are just having small conversations.
Oh yeah, they're
Like,
definitely like
about-
conversing in
about-
small talk.
But just honestly, we're probably about now. We're probably talking
Well,
like our
Big tree
me,
man, go forward.
me just seeing three children following this big tree, I will just stand in front of the
Big
children.
tree. Three children and a
Donovan
big
will
tree. Gotta love it.
All right.
Oh, what?
Donovan will actually call out to Echo and ask him for a branch in Primordial.
He kind of tilts his head a little bit and asks, "Why do you need a branch?"
It's for the other big guy.
And he snaps one off and hands it.
Taking the branch, he will take the branch and cast light on it and hand it to Tharn.
Ooh. So, I am holding a shield and a weapon, presumably.
Mm.
Or am I?
It's not
Or is it?
a
Or is it just on my back because we're not in combat yet?
Yeah, it's just on your back right now.
Okay, then that's fine.
Entering inside, you guys find a ruined settlement. All knowledge of this settlement,
Mm.
including its name, has vanished, along with its original inhabitants. You are able to easily tell that whoever or whatever lived here were all killed by an avalanche. There is a bunch of rubble strewn about, most of these walls and makeshift buildings being clearly destroyed by large boulders and the such. The place has been thoroughly ransacked, and anyone who attempts to find anything, all you will find is crushed dwarven bones and the signs of recent campfires. Continuing in,
Mm.
you guys make your way down deeper into the canyon, where you begin to hear arguing in the distance. Two identical voices talking to each other, yelling about back and forth. No, it's mine! No, it's mine! No, it is mine! Mine! And then you just hear it back and forth constantly, over and over again. You so much that you have easily the opportunity to do something, say something, or approach them, whatever you would like to do.
Big green man walks over to the two and kind of kneels down and smiles at them and hands them a flower.
You startle the two dwarves as they jump, turning around to see your big frame. Oh, what the fucking shit? Big man. Yeah, I know, he's really big. It's still mine, though. No, it's mine.
Tharn will talk to them in Dwarvish, saying, "Calm down, explorers. What is the issue about?"
He thinks he found the gem, but I found the gem. No, I found the gem, but he thinks he found the gem. You see that they both have one hand on an orange gem. Which, Tharn, you have a little bit of knowledge on this. Your shaman, you've seen him holding one of these gems before. for use of maybe a potion, ritual, something of the sort. And you know it not to be a gem, but to be the feces of an orcish jelly.
Uh, I will tell them that it is, well, feces of an orcish jelly, and that it is in fact not a jewel.
And they both look at it, and at the same time, ew, they drop it, and they like start like wiping their hands. Well, that makes sense. We did encounter one of those in there. I know, brother, but we can't even do anything about it because we're too weak. How are we supposed to do anything about that when we're so small? And then they look over to both of you big boys. Wait a second. Wait a second. What brings you fellers here in the first place? They both look at you.
For the first time out anyone has heard from the big guy, he speaks in common and says, "Work."
Oh, what kind of work? You here to help us with the excavation?
He just simply nods.
They look at you and they kind of like lick their lips like, this could be useful. Donovan, you walk up behind them, and what do you say?
He's just like, Donovan's gonna say, so you said you encountered some orc
No, not
and
an orc.
pet?
It's an orcish jelly. They're like
Ah,
slimes, but more voracious and dangerous.
mm. Did
I
you
hear
only see the
voracious and
one?
dangerous, and I get excited. Are they speaking in common or in
Yes,
Dwarvish?
they are speaking common. While Tharn spoke in Dwarvish to them, they are replying in common.
Okay, I hear that they're vicious, and I get excited, and then I'm like, ooh.
It's at this time you all remember that your quest is simply to warn them of the dragon, and that is all.
Was just what I was about to say. I've got all the notes taken, and I was like, wait, hang on a sec.
So Ivyn,
Donovan will.
you meekishly speak up. I assume, right? You tell Garrak, you still being behind him. I assume.
Oh yeah,
You kind of
he
tug
would
on him.
definitely tug. Yeah, definitely tug and be like, "But we actually just need to warn them, no?"
Oh,
Is what he would whisper to
oh,
him.
oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, we speak up. We're like, hey, uh, there, just to let you know that there is a dragon in the area. That's the main reason we're here. Like we're here for. I informed them that we are here for a reason.
Oh, there's a fucking dragon now? Yeah, that about makes sense. We've been seeing a lot of orcs around the canyon. And normally they live up in the mountains. Yeah, brother, they must have been kicked from the mountains by the dragon. They keep talking back and forth to themselves.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought these were goblins at first because the way they speak.
For a split moment, yes, agreed.
Nah, they're dwarves.
For a split moment.
They're just dummies.
I then
Wow.
asked them about the orcish jelly, though.
Oh, speaking of the jelly, you say you're only here to warn us of the dragon, but what if we offered you a quest of our own, huh?
I mean, that sounds very plausible.
Perfect.
It sounds like you want to make a deal. Donovan will
Ivan's-
say, stepping forward.
Ivan's definitely shivering at the thought of like doing more in this like. How cold is it in this?
I turn around.
It's a pretty
and
chilly canyon. You feel the wind blowing constantly.
He'll bring out his thermal cube and just sort of keep it tucked underneath his cloak.
I turn around and I inform Ivyn that it's okay. I've got this.
They
As
turn
well
to
as
you.
as well as I let him know that I do have spare the dime. So just in case.
The two dwarves turn to you and they say, "So, if you help us out on this little quest of ours and you go kill everything that's in those ruins, we know that there is for sure one orcish jelly but we believe there to be maybe 2 more other than that as well. If you handle all of that danger and you come back out, we'll give you these. And one of them pulls out a stone, and then the other one pulls out a stone. They
Are
have
these also
matching-
are these also poop? Are these actual
No,
stones?
these are matching sending stones. And for anyone who would like to know what a sending stone, they come in pairs,
Ooh.
each with smooth stones carved to match each other. While you touch one stone, you can use an action to cast the sending spell from it. The target
It's a phone.
the target is the bearer of the other stone. If no creature bears the other stone, you know that as soon as you attempt to do the spell, because it will not cast. Once sending is cast through the stone, they cannot be used again until next dawn.
It's basically a phone with credit.
Yeah.
Can I use
A one-way
insight to
phone.
see if they're honest, like if they're lying to us?
Oh, no,
Like, are they
they're-
trying to trick us?
They're not even trying to hide. They're being bluntly honest. No, there's no
Okay, all right.
there's no
all right,
deceit.
all right.
They are being genuine.
Is the
All right.
feces on the ground now?
Yes, the feces is still on the
Yeah,
ground.
I was gonna say, Echo goes to pick it up.
Oh no, Ivan was gonna go pick it up as well,
Yoink.
but
Echo,
he
you
was
Can
just
I-
stare on at it.
you see Ivan the kitty cat attempt to reach for it, but you grab it just before he does. What do you do?
He kind of tilts his head and speaks in primordial again and says, "Did you want it?"
If that's all right. He sort of like, as soon as it's been taken, he kind of like backpedals a lot, acting as if he wasn't trying to go for it. He was very like tunnel visioned on it, so he wasn't really paying attention.
He basically grabs your grabs your wrist like slightly, turns your hand so your palm is facing, and he drops it into your palm.
With his gloved hand, he'll sort of like quickly like grasp it. And how malleable is it? Would you say, DM?
It's soft, but it is still a stone of sorts, right? So it's like fool's gold, how you can kind of bend it, flake it, and you can.
Yeah,
it's
like
yeah, it's soft, but it's not like just straight up rubber.
Does it
Galleon.
smell?
No, it's got no smell to it.
Oh, that's perfect. I think he would just pop that in his bag.
All right, you take the Orcus jelly poop.
How
It's
much does it
bright,
weigh?
It's bright orange, and don't even worry, it has no weight.
Oh, perfect. I was worried I was gonna get encumbered with that.
Yeah, it's like
pounds I
it's
have to
no, it's fucking, it's like an ounce in weight. It's tiny.
Oh, perfect. Wait, how much is an ounce in weight? Like, how big is it? Would you say a hand size?
Like it's like a palm. It's like a palm, like your palm.
Got you. For some reason, I was thinking of it as like a sort of like medium-sized rock.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's a small. It's like the size of
I
like
don't know.
like a ruby in your hand or something like that.
That was me thinking it's the size of like your I don't know, no bigger than your thumb.
Oh, okay. We all are very, very. perceptive.
Yeah, it's like a small little piece of poop.
I
Yeah.
imagine like cow manure, like you know how it's sort of like that disc shape. I
Mhm.
imagine it to be like that
Mm.
big.
All
Well, that's good to
right,
know.
so they have offered you a quest in return
go
for
fight, guys.
clearing this ruins. They will give you their sending stones. Do you guys agree to this quest?
Well, can I try to persuade them to sweeten the deal even more?
You can attempt to, but they simply have nothing else to give.
The clothes on their back.
Not even the information?
Yeah.
Not even
If
information?
you
Do they have
hold
any
on,
information?
yes, if you would like information, I can roll the Fandolin Tales. Give me just a second.
Yes, please.
Yes, that I can do. That does not even require persuasion. That's just
We also want them to do a little funny dance. No, I'm just-
Oh yeah, no. Actually, I do want to see a little dance.
My God, shut the fuck up.
Ivan is more than happy to just try and like get the quest done for the 2 sending stones anyway. He doesn't want any other extra conditions.
Wow. So far on this D6 that I have rolled, I rolled a 1. I just rolled a 2 last time, and now I rolled a 3. Oh my God. I've rolled
Nice.
In order.
Moving up in the world.
Wow.
Climb them. Yeah.
the two dwarves look to you and they say, we do know that A strange magic pervades Neverwinter's wood, confounding navigators and obscuring the ancient ruins of a bygone kingdom lost in its depths. But that's pretty far from here. Don't know how useful that information is.
Mm, thank you very much.
And then I tell him to hit the gritty.
And
Okay.
they instantly, oh fuck yeah, dude, and they hit the gritty.
Okay, now I'm definitely gonna help him.
All right, that's
Are
one vote
we
for
are
the
we
quest.
close to? I'm sorry, I'll do the quest, but I wanted to ask: are we close to that temple that we were told about previously with the gold?
Yes, that is nearby. That you could go do if you guys would like to do sometimes. That is called the Shrine of Savaris.
Is that in the Conberry Ruin Temple? Or
Yes, that's correct. Yes, the Conberry Ruin Temple.
Yes.
That is the
okay.
one.
What was the thingy that you said before?
It's called
so
the
I can edit?
Shrine of Savras. Savras.
Shrine of. I'm just gonna put Shiv.
That's fine.
I'll-
Yes,
I'll
but
know
this
what I'm-
this what they just told about you is the ruins of a bygone kingdom in the depths of the Neverwinter Wood. All right. So we have three votes for the quest. Tharn, Echo, are you guys wanting to do the quest as well?
Sure, why not?
He'll go ahead with it, but he wants to
It
get it
can't
over
be
with
that
fast.
hard.
All right. And you guys, they move to the side as they allow you to walk up to the beginning and the entrance of these ruins. And
Ivan's definitely going last.
this is where we will pick up our next session. I hope
Perfect.
all of you beautiful adventurers at home have had a wonderful time with the first episode of The Dragon of Ice-Spire Peak. If you've enjoyed, please tune in next Saturday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, I hope all of you beautiful adventurers stay safe as you explore through the night. Peace out, and everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Good day.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care.